Hi there. So I wanted to do a couple videos to get you guys started. So we're going to start the summertime sampler block of the month. And your first month, you're going to get a little package that looks like this. This is your first package. It has your background wool, all the pieces that you're going to need. Plus you're going to get the full pattern. So you'll get to see all the blocks in the first month. And then subsequent months, you'll get a package with your background and all the wool that go with it. And it's all labeled. It's got a label on each piece of wool with the letter that corresponds with the pattern. So this first video, I wanted to show you the designer uses one method of getting the shapes cut and put onto your background. More than welcome to use that method. I've seen other designers use that method. I use a slightly different method, so I wanted to show you what I do. I really like to use a fusible to get my shapes onto my background, fuse them down. I don't need any pins. I'm not sticking myself as I'm stitching, and then it makes it really portable. I can get it all fused and I can bring it with me. These are small blocks. You're going to get a 10-inch background piece, so very easy to bring with you. Grab your thread, your needle, and a pair of scissors, and you can take it anywhere. So the designer actually uses freezer paper. She traces the shapes on freezer paper, presses the freezer paper onto the wool, and then cuts them out. And then she actually staples her pieces to her background. It is a great method. If you'd like to use it after you stitch, you can pull those staples out and it will not leave any marking in your wool. I just prefer to fuse mine down instead of stapling or pinning. So what I do is I take the pattern. So this is your first pattern for your block 1. This is exactly how it's going to be placed onto your background. So to use the fusing method like I do, and I do prefer HeatnBond Light, which comes in different types of packages. This is the one I buy. It's a large roll. You can get it at Joann's, and I believe Michael's has it. Hobby Lobby probably has it as well. But this roll will last you forever, and because I use it for all my wool projects, I went ahead and bought the largest roll that I could get. So it's HeatnBond Light is the one that I like. So what you're going to do is you're going to trace your pieces onto, let me get a little closer so you can see this. You're going to trace all your pieces onto this HeatnBond Light. And you will want to label it. I'll get it a little bit closer and you can see that I've got each one of those little pieces is labeled. It corresponds with the letters that are here on the pattern. What you have to remember, because you're going to fuse them, you actually need to trace them on the reverse. The pattern that comes with your with the kit is not reversed. This is exactly what it will look like. So what you'll need to do is either grab a light box like this one, or you can use your window. Just make sure that when you put it on the light box, you actually are putting it upside down. You can see that this is actually the right side of the pattern, and I'm putting it right side down. I can still see through my paper. It'll work the same on a window, and then I'm tracing them onto the fusible. But that way they're traced in the reverse, so that when I do fuse them to my wool and I cut them out, pull my paper off, I'm going to be fusing it down and they're going to be going the right direction. For a lot of things, this doesn't really matter if they're going in the right direction. You're going to be doing a lot of flowers, leaves. It's not a huge deal if you forget to reverse it. However, you're also going to be doing some animals, some birds, some fish, and that probably will make a difference to you which way they're facing. So you'll want to remember, put your pattern down reverse before you trace it if you're going to use the fusible method. If you decide to do the freezer paper like the designer does, you would not reverse it, because that freezer paper is actually going to be down onto the top of your wool. You're going to be cutting it out. You're going to be peeling that freezer paper off, and then it's gone. So when you actually cut them out, you're cutting them exactly how they look. So you do not need to reverse it. But if you're going to fuse, you will need to reverse it. So I did want to share that with you. I am going to do another video with how she does the whip stitch. Also, I'm going to show you the blanket stitch if you choose to do that. I'll also show you the stem stitch, which is those 3 stitches are the main stitches that you'll do throughout this block of the month. So I am going to show you how to do each one of those stitches. And also in the next video, I will show you how she sews 2 pieces of wool together to get a seam down one of her leaves. You'll do that in this first block, so that will be in your next video. I'm excited to get started. You're going to have lots of fun.